Use Pro Tools 9 on an HD system. So I guess I'm going to have to change the interface and the card eventually. But there are lots of exciting things, and it certainly looks very efficient. And just have to get my head around budgeting for the future.
I think the quality of the 64-bit engine, the way it's able to process sounds. It's the load on the processors. When you look at the load meters, that's what really makes a difference to me. And I think that 64-bit apps running plugins, especially virtual instruments, is going to make a big difference to my own workflow.
I'm quite impressed. Yeah, be keen to get our hands on it really, but it's just stability is the biggest sort of worry for us, particularly working for the BBC. A lot of quick turnaround. Tight deadlines to sort of meet, and the reliability. We're on Pro Tools 10 at the moment. There are a number of issues that we're still sort of struggling with. But no, I mean, if it does what it says on the tin, great. Particularly with the larger projects and the bounce to disk option with their stems, the discrete stems that you normally wouldn't bother monitoring back. With well-dialed deliverables and stuff would certainly tick a lot of boxes for us, really.
The main thing that's grabbed me is 64-bit. Obviously, we've been waiting for that feature for a while now, so I'm just happy to see 64-bit architecture and that being utilised, especially the VIs, because I'll be honest, I'm a Logic Pro user as well. But now I think I might just shift completely over to Pro Tools 11 because of the VIs. The way that Pro Tools 11 utilises the VIs is just fantastic. So I think that's one of the features that's going to get me to come over to Pro Tools 11.
The things I'm excited about are virtual instrument performance, which has been a massive issue. Still do some composition in Logic and in Cubase because of that. So if I can move away, I'll be happy. And I think the matrix style mixing where I can see all 10 sends at once will be absolutely great for the work I do in the studio. The big dilemma is obviously, do I upgrade to HD or do I stick with vanilla? That's a big question for me. Still not resolved as yet, I have to say.
I think it seems much better than anything we've seen from Pro Tools before. It seems to be a lot more geared towards post-production, I must say, which is for me is good because that's what I do. And it just seems to have everything that we've kind of moaned about and hoped that it would have, and now it does.
I thought it looked absolutely amazing, to be honest. I mean, I've been using Logic for a few years, and I've dabbled in Final Cut Pro. And the video, and I used to many years ago, used to do the same sort of thing with Cubase back in 5.1 time. So the video and audio integration is something that I'm very interested in, and the fact that you can get a lot of the Media Composer stuff in Pro Tools now, I think that will make it an absolutely excellent product for music and for audio-visual stuff as well.
A HD native, I quite like the idea, but again, it's cost. Mariana has asked me to compile a list of questions on behalf of the forum, and in amongst that questions I've asked about the regular 003 to HDN offer that is available on Avid's site. How about giving a bit more discount if you trade in your CPTK license at the same time?
Offline bounce is great as well. I know that with other kind of DAWs, it's you've not got that accuracy as you would with offline bouncing, but Pro Tools they've confirmed that it's just as accurate as real time as it is offline. So I'm happy with that, and I think that's a great selling point as well for me.
I like the non-real time bounce option. I like the meters. I like the efficiency. There's lots of things. They're all kind of tweaky things that I'm not quite sure I can afford yet, but certainly look forward to.
And what about offline bounce?
Torn between that simply because there's always that kind of thing where even though it's much quicker, you should really be listening to your mix from start to finish, and there's a little bit of lack of trust in that. But I think if you're doing the odd fix or a drop in, you don't need to listen to it from start to finish again. So that is brilliant, you know. Oh, and the metering, that was the other thing I was going to say. We're having a hell of a time with InVision PPMs, and so having that, being able to sort of specify on the AMU exactly what you want is going to be brilliant.
I think it's a little ironic that we finally got BBC PPMs just as our 128 comes in.
To be obsolete, but well done anyway.
Just basically being able to open an enormous number of tracks, mix it down, do nice complex mixes with a lot of plugins without your system falling over, because it doesn't matter how much memory you've got, how fast your processor is, sooner or later it's going to hit the end stop, and the fact that the card will take some of that work on, given that where I work we've just bought a couple of Mac Pros and we've got the cards, we've got the I/O. I know the fact that I know that when I start using it seriously it's not going to fall over on me. Absolutely excellent.
I mean, I think HD software available on its own would be attractive to a lot of people. The one thing I do think about in-app purchase that might be good is if you think back to DigiDesign Store days, where you could rent plugins, because arguably for me, surround sound mixing might be once, twice in a month, some months never at all. And actually, if there was an option to rent it for 3 days, for a week, and then not have it for a month, and if that price was attractive, then that could be an in-app purchase way around that kind of problem.
So rent the feature rather than buy it outright.
Possibly renting the feature is an option for people. You know, I can imagine that extended disc catching is something people would want all the time, but surround mixing, VCA groups, maybe not.